Simmons. I'm part of the Strategic Solutions team here at ServiceNow, and today I have the absolute pleasure to talk to you about how ServiceNow can help you scale your cloud excellence and become relevant in your cloud journey. So let's get started, shall we? First things first, before any company or any enterprise starts their journey to the cloud, they have to start planning. Understand what things need to be moved, when, prioritize, understand the KPIs that are important, and track that spend as you move across your cloud journey. Second, you need to be able to scale this. You need to be able to become a cloud-first organization without everyone having to become a cloud architect. ServiceNow is going to show you how to do that. And lastly, our absolute bread and butter, we're going to show you how to operate and support your cloud in a way that's secure, safe, and moves you closer to zero incidents and zero outages. So let's get started and dive right into our demonstration today. Now, as I mentioned, we have a plan, a scale, and an operate methodology to helping you scale your cloud. So the first things first, every CTO, every enterprise architect team, or cloud center of excellence needs to understand what apps they need to identify, when, prioritize those apps, and how to move them forward. So let's see how ServiceNow can help you do that. Within ServiceNow, we provide an enterprise architecture dashboard. This dashboard will give you a clear, transparent, single pane of glass to all the applications that are supported within your organization. What are their capabilities? Which ones are healthy? Which ones are not healthy? But most importantly, it'll tell you insights about which software needs to be moved first and help you prioritize this. In our example today, we realize we have Microsoft SQL 2017 still in our enterprise supporting one of our major applications. We get a notification immediately that the team needs to put this into their plan for migration because the software is out of compliance. So we can see that the current cost is around $175K. So how do we get to the next step? Well, first thing, we need to understand what the cost is going to be when we move this to our Azure SQL Cloud. So with Cloud Cost Simulator within Software Asset Management of ServiceNow, we can start to get a picture of what this cost potentially could be. So I narrow down what does SQL on Azure cost me. I can see based on the clusters and the information that I need, I can see what the actual cost can be, and I can start to make decisions about, well, how do I get these requests out to the proper people so they can make the request? And again, they don't have to be cloud architects to make these requests and figure out which systems and services they need to replace. So I create a cloud service request within my service portal, my employee center. I expose that to the folks in my enterprise who are entitled, who need to be able to request these services, and I frictionlessly allow them to create these requests so that they can get what they need in a timely fashion with easy approvals and easy spin up. Using the automation hub within ServiceNow, we spin up this request into our Azure SQL environment, and thus it's ready almost nearly immediately without any input about what scaling or what cost may be necessary for this particular device. Next, once it's in my cloud, I need to understand, well, okay, what is it connected to? What is it supporting? Is it appropriately supporting everything that I need? I can see within the ServiceNow's cloud inventory through our cloud discovery, we can see that it's been spun up. I know exactly where it is. By looking at this particular CI, I can see what data center Azure it's stored in, and then I can actually see, has it been attached to the appropriate service model? In this case, it has. Using ServiceNow's cloud service mapping, I can see there's this new SQL server has been attached to the appropriate service that I can support it when I need to. Well, stuff does happen as change happens in your organization as you're migrating to the cloud. There's going to be times when things break. So how does ServiceNow help you? Well, within the ServiceNow's Service Operations Workspace, which is a core part of our service operations solution, which is ITSM and ITOM, you can see that the affected CIs on this particular incident, based on an issue log, will show me what are the impacted services and provide transparency to the agent so she can see all the information that I just saw about what systems are going to be affected, who are the potential people that I need to notify, ensure that their service is up and running in a timely fashion. Now, the best incident that any organization can ever have is no incident. So ServiceNow does this by providing a predict and prevent AI ops. What I mean by that is we can read your logs in the cloud, ingest them, and become a tier 0 AI machine learning system for you that can detect anomalies. So an anomaly is something that should happen that doesn't happen. Now that doesn't necessarily mean it's an error all the time. Sometimes you can expect something to happen and then it doesn't. So that sound of silence becomes something really important, and that could be an issue. In this case, we can see that the logs are moving above normal, what would be normally registered within our HLA. It allows us then to see this is something you need to resolve. Now, based on the context of the service and the error, I can see that it's allowed me to coordinate an alert remediation. So that means I can go ahead as an operator, expand this log out, be my own hero, solve that problem right away. And that means all the things that I saw on my service dashboard that are red are now back to green. Now, as we all know, security in a public cloud is a two-way street with every enterprise. So you're going to need to provide remediation when you move your things to the cloud. In this case, Fabricus last fall was a major issue for SQL, and this integration with Qualys or your vulnerability management system will identify your particular CIs and integrate that with ServiceNow to say, hey, you need to create a remediation effort and use ServiceNow's change automation to assign these changes to the right folks, to the right teams at the right time, and use Qualys to push down those patches as necessary to help protect your environment. Once I do all that, I can see that everything is critical and opened. The remediation has been fixed. I can move on. And that is how ServiceNow can help you support and protect your environment. Now, to recap, ServiceNow is going to help you plan, identify which things need to move to the cloud and when. We're going to help you scale that process so that you become a cloud-first organization without everyone having to be a cloud architect, upscaling everyone's abilities. And then third, we're going to allow you to operate in the cloud so that you can have 0 outages and 0 incidents and provide a secure working environment for your business. If you have any questions, please reach out to your ServiceNow account team, and I encourage you to explore on our ServiceNow.com website. Thank you.